guys, Murugi Muni here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's Definitely TMI. Oh,
Look,
sorry,
look,
forgot.
Sorry. Lost. She's lost.
You know what
work
confused
and
me?
work and work. And what does she do?
You know what confused me is when you looked at the camera instead of looking at me first.
Because we
We
said
always
last-
look at each
but
other
last
first.
time-
You always look at me.
But last time,
No.
because we didn't look, I was just like more conscious of
But
it.
now, yeah.
You're right, I
looked at
betrayed
me,
you first.
did,
I'm
and
sorry.
that's it. It's fine.
Yes.
Oh, it
My
was time
time.
for me. I had touched to remember with this. But imagine somebody has a master's. Like, then I forgive her. And I love her all these things. Okay, how are you?
Okay, I'm fantastic.
Since 10 minutes ago, we were
Yeah,
watching the other
fantastic
episode.
in spirit, for sure, definitely on the theme of tired, but I just feel like this is just the vibe. Like the brand is tired now.
That's it.
It's just the brand.
Actually, you know, at some point, it's like when I became a mom, I used to be like, yeah, I know at some point I'll be not tired. But I realized actually it's getting used to being in a lifestyle of tiredness. That's what actually, yeah.
Lifestyle.
That's it.
Yeah.
Lifestyle of
So
tiredness.
it's like, so I'm fine. So
Yeah.
I'm normal.
That's it.
So
And how
that's
do
it.
you work around it and still at least produce some level of output while tired? And that's actually what it is. Yeah. I'm actually really proud of you for pushing through. You know, if you just decided actually in this season you don't want to shoot anything,
Yeah.
just be like, yeah, it's okay. Then we just don't shoot. But look at you pushing.
And I
yourself.
love it. The fact that I know it's like you would really would work around like how
Yeah.
I'm feeling is why I feel so committed.
Thank you. Oh,
I
yeah.
guess that's how
I
it
guess
works,
that's how it
right?
works.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the freedom you give someone, then
Mhm.
they get the choice to do something that actually benefits you too,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
even like in my heart during that day when I came to your house and then to your grandma's house and then you were just like, actually we should shoot this Thursday. Some part of me was like, damn it, she's taking her job seriously. Oh,
She's
let
too
me call
invested.
Nancy. Oh, God. Burial shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, fine, I guess we're gonna shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, okay, I'm glad you're doing well between an hour ago and right
And
now.
how are you
Yes.
doing?
Yeah, I'm doing quite good.
Yeah?
I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling blessed. Today is the day before Easter, and I'm really looking forward to the long weekend. Now that Tana is like more independent, I really look forward to like weekends when the nannies are away and it's just us as a family. It's just like, it's just lovely.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that.
I
And I'm
get
so glad I've gotten to this phase because the earlier years were ghetto.
They were hood.
They were hood.
You remember, you really talked about it. In fact,
How often did they used to mention on this?
I used
A million times.
before I met you, I had a very romanticized view of motherhood.
Mm-hmm.
But I met her when she was pregnant with Tana, then she had Tana. So
Yeah.
like the seasons of our like creating our friendship were like the first 2 years of Tana being young.
Yeah.
It's okay. The first 2 years of Tana being young. So I like, and the way you talked about it was so like, this is like the hardest thing that anyone can ever do.
Yep.
I changed, guys.
Thank you.
Where?
I'm
I
so glad.
changed.
Then I've done my part. I've really
have
done
in
my part.
society.
Yeah,
You
which
have.
is strange because I don't know if that's because you know me in real life, but people always message me and be like, "Oh, you make motherhood look so easy. You make it look
They're
just
not
so
paying
whatever."
attention.
Pay attention,
You're
guys.
definitely, if anyone, you don't make motherhood look easy at all. You make it exactly what it is. You
Yeah.
are constantly enjoyed with your children. You can tell how much you love them, how conscious you are about loving on them, but very much so like, take it seriously.
And that it's involving.
Yeah, this
you
is
know,
not a
yeah.
job for like vibes.
Not a
You
joke.
need to get really serious about it.
It's not
Yeah.
a child's play.
Yeah,
Good.
Easter is
I'm
coming at
really
like the worst time ever. I literally the
know.
idea of these 4 days, like, can they just pass? Because you lose, like, now all the arrangements we have, everyone stops working. So it's like we just hold. So now we're just gonna be looking at each other like this Easter. Maybe we'll try and rest a bit.
Anyway, thank you guys anyway for clicking onto this video. We hope that you will enjoy part 2 of our conversation on what is our opinion on. I love these kinds of episodes
Yeah.
so much. Anything which is you guys asking us anything, UGC, user generated content. I love that kind of stuff.
Opinions
For days. We have opinions for days, guys. And if there's any of the things that we talked about in the last episode, or even that we mentioned in this episode that you want us to maybe like dive deeper into and like have an episode specifically dedicated to that, please let us know and we'll definitely do that as well. Also, make sure that you're following our pages, TMI Podcast KE, Lydia KM, Murugimunyi, because that's where actually where we base a lot of our episodes on. Exactly. And then we're able to hear from you, you're able to hear from us, and it's really quite fantastic. So without further ado, TMI, what is your opinion on
dating a divorced man, age difference 12 years? Mind you, he's a very good gentleman. We already spoke about the age difference, but I don't have an issue with dating a divorced man at all. In fact, I tend to feel like if it's a divorced man who's done the work,
keywords,
perfection, done the work, because that means it's like he was able to assess what happened in his previous marriage, and now he knows what he wants to do and what kind of husband he wants to be to you. So it's just kind of like, I think that is actually prime beef. Yeah.
To me, I feel like 23 is a little bit young to get married, and I know.
I think she's 23 and he's 35.
Yeah, I feel like 23 is early.
Yeah, but quite 26.
26. I was 26 when I got married. But you know, they say about your frontal lobe properly develops when you're 25. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like, anyway, there's nothing wrong with the relationship if the man acknowledges what happened in his previous marriage. If you ask him, why did you get that? She was such a bitch. You know, she's just like, I don't know.
And is he willing to give time for you to kind of be a bit older? Or is it like settle down right now, right this second? Because if it was my sister, I would tell her, like, give it time. Like, date him, fine, but like, give yourself time as well to be sure that you want to get into marriage, because he's 35, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So he definitely, it's in his interest, just like, he's ready.
Yeah.
But like you, I don't know, it feels a little bit young. Yeah. But generally, dating a divorced man, absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
What is your opinion on a lady paying for a man his bills and taking care of him, both of you in your 20s?
But you can't even take care of yourself.
Girl, what?
And in what context?
Why?
Like, what's happening?
Are you his mom?
Baby.
Because I don't there's no Baby. Context and I can imagine that is something that I'd be like, that makes sense.
Baby.
No, actually.
You are not the only person he has. He won't die if you don't take care of him. He won't, I promise you. That trap we get ourselves in. Our opinion is absolutely no. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
TMI, what is your opinion on post-separation abuse?
Post-separation abuse. That one I feel like we would need more context.
Jesus Christ. All right, let me Google that. Continue.
TMI, what is your opinion on girls dating married men, especially if it's not for money? So I was just like, when I asked Lydia, she's just like, so what would they be dating? Why would you be dating a married man if it's not for money? Like,
for love, some people
date for love, to be honest. Some people will literally be dating, which for me, honestly, that is a comment on someone's self-worth. By the time you're dating someone who you know very well is married and belongs to someone else, or is in a marriage with someone else, to me, it's a comment on your self-worth. It's just kind of like, you don't think that you deserve to have a man who is just your man, or that somebody can pick you and not out of like, I just need someone else on the side. I feel like that's a comment on someone's self-worth.
Or what's that problematic politician who's dating, Samido?
Karen Nyamu.
As she says, some men are too great. You're so selfish for wanting them for you. She's insane.
Some men are too great. But is she insane, or is it just there are so many contexts, but I just personally, I feel like it's not for us, but maybe there's somebody who perhaps that is the lifestyle that they have chosen.
And for me, if you are dating a married man, as my friend, it's okay to keep secrets between us. I don't need to know everything. I don't need to know. For me, I've always drawn that as a bar. There was one married man who was just so hot. Oh my God. And he was Muslim as well. So of course the way they push it is like he can have
It's
many.
allowed to,
But
yeah.
is this marriage right now that we're doing? Is this it?
Yeah.
It's like it's like you feel tempted, but at the end of it, I can't do it.
I did it when I was in my 20s,
I
mid-20s
remember
at that
said.
time. But it's like, if I could turn back time, when you ask yourself, see there, money was definitely involved. It's not like it was just that, it's just I just like this married guy. There was definitely money changing hands. So if someone is saying there's no money involved, just like, what is the benefit to the person who's dating the married man? That's what I would want to understand. What is the benefit?
But I mean, people don't find connection.
You just want a life of drama and just like, okay, yeah, you just like the person.
Yeah, you just like the person. And many men are able to have like a full marriage and a full side chick. And like uninterrupted, by the way. Full-time side chick. Yeah.
And full-time
uninterrupted. Post-separation abuse is defined as the ongoing willful pattern of intimidation of a former intimate partner, including legal abuse, economic abuse, threats. Our opinion of that is 100%. It's not okay. Yeah, but I don't know who I would know. I mean, it's like I didn't know it. I just didn't know it had a name.
Yeah,
but I feel like we see plenty of people probably going through it, especially when there's like children involved and things like that. But of course, we disagree with it.
We disagree. I would say, obviously, if someone is experiencing that, if you and this person don't have children together and you have no reason, and you have no reason to be in contact with them, blocking them everywhere is a great idea. If you're able to move house so that they don't even know where you live, and able to, like, I don't know, change your number or whatever. It's unfortunate that sometimes people have to go through those lengths to avoid abuse, but like, obviously protect yourself and do what you must.
Absolutely.
TMI, what is your opinion on choosing to keep kids from their fathers who are toxic?
Oh, that's a dance.
Yeah, I feel like one,
toxic to whom?
Toxic. I was going to ask that. Yeah, are they toxic to just you and you're trying to like revenge, or are they toxic to the children? That's the first distinction. Secondly, legally, you can't just decide to keep someone away from their children or children away from someone. If he decides to sue, that is stuff that he could use against you. So I feel like if you want to limit, perhaps try and do it legally. You can go through the courts and be like, find some kind of evidence that this person is actually toxic and is a danger to the children. Because if you're keeping them away from the children away from him, it has to be proven in a court of law.
It absolutely, for me personally, has to be an issue on like the safety, emotionally or otherwise, of the children. But just deciding, in fact, I feel like the decision to keep children from another parent needs to be taken far more seriously. It can't just be like, oh, what you've decided, what you think must be right. And I'm telling you this now, it's not a generational thing, it's nothing. My mom was so consistent in trying to keep our relationship with my dad, despite considering the dynamic of what had happened between them. So it's not something that is necessarily something that brings you joy as a mom, for sure. But it's like, you've got to think about the kids, give them an opportunity to see who their father is. Did we see who our dad is on our own? Oh.
Hello, thank you. Exactly. Yeah, sometimes I feel like you just need to remove yourself from the situation. Would you still consider him toxic if it has nothing to do with you? That's the question.
Okay, so TMI, what is your opinion on I found my 13-year-old daughter playing with herself with a carrot. How do I talk to her? Take it away.
I really don't know. I really don't know what I would do. Yeah? I don't know.
What about this is so severe to you? Is it the carrot?
No. Oh. Carrot is just like in the head there. It's just like whatever. It's just that you found. You know, there's some things which people always say, there's some things which like, it's an unstated thing. You know, it's just like, you know your kid at some point, you know, especially when they're in that age of just like learning themselves, their bodies are changing or whatever, you know that it's happening. Finding them doing it is a whole other thing. That already just feels like a different level of trauma that, Lord, I pray I never have to experience. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just feel like it's, because it's a personal thing. Masturbation is personal.
Is it traumatic for you or more for her?
Both, I would imagine. I feel like finding anyone
for her.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it's not a competition of who's more. No,
definitely,
who
there
has
is,
more trauma.
and you lost.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I would say okay. Definitely. Okay, is it worth having a conversation about?
Definitely. Oh my God. Yeah.
But I feel like I would need to lead with. What I would lead with if it was my situation is, one, we're not trying to attribute shame to it.
Definitely.
And guilt. It's more a conversation about hygiene. It's a conversation about sexuality and how her body is changing or their bodies are changing. About like safety of the environment, privacy,
validating the feelings, because those urges, there's nothing wrong with them, but then now like giving her some guidance on what's happening, because she's probably confused about why she's doing it as well,
or even why she's feeling that way. Exactly.
Oh
my gosh, there's some things she's just like, I've not reached that level of motherhood yet. So it's like, oh wait, my son is 13, isn't he? Anyway, on that note, someone said, what's your opinion on the right time to start educating your children about sex? Me, I would say sex education starts as early as even like Mukeni's age, as early as when a child is 5, because the reality is that they come up with questions about like, so how a baby is born. That's already sex education starts there. How babies are made, what happens between a mommy and a daddy. They ask you questions about their private parts. You see them feeling like when you're maybe packing them after or something like that, or you're wiping them, they're like, oh, that feels nice. To them, it's just kind of like I know. They don't attribute any kind of like sexuality that, you should feel this way when it's your mom or whatever. To them, it's just like, when you touched there, it felt nice. It's just kind of like, that's just motherhood,
I can't be a child like this anymore.
It's so true. It's so true. So from that stage, if you keep increasing in terms of like now the level or the amount of information that you're sharing
based on their capacity.
Based on their capacity, exactly. Then over some time now, you start like, now we're at the age we are with Mukeni, we're starting to introduce her to like periods. What happens when you get your period? Like where does that come from? How is it tied to like having a baby kind of thing? But it's like slowly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Imagine.
No.
Yeah, because she's always so interested when I have my period. She's always like, Mama, so you're bleeding. Today are you bleeding? Have you put the thing for stopping the bleeding? Yeah, she's always so interested to see it. Interested in seeing the tampon. Interested in she didn't understand. She's like, so you were holding it, but now it's disappeared inside you. Where is it gone? Where's this tampon gone?
Wow.
It's a lot. Parenting is a lot. Yeah, imagine. Think of everything you know now and who needed to teach you at the time you are learning it.
But that's the problem with the knowledge. You always think you've always known.
You haven't, though.
You can't imagine a day when you didn't know all of that stuff.
Imagine, there's a time that you actually didn't know all these things.
Gosh.
Yeah.
How interesting.
At this age, she knows that a boy's private parts are different from her private parts. So it's just like she's trying to understand. She doesn't know now about like this one enters this other one. But like over time she will. For now she just knows that they are different.
Yeah.
That's also sex education.
It's true. Yeah. I think that kind of slowly doing it. And also your reactions about things are like the kids are perceptive to that. So it's like if it's something which is like I ask, your body language has changed. My dinner was thrown at me. It's like I can tell that what I've asked is something I shouldn't. Yeah. And then now I learned that I shouldn't ask those kind of questions. But yeah, that's great.
I think so.
And
some of these things still give me diarrhea. Honestly, still give me diarrhea. Just the thought. And then also I feel like with Ethan, you see Ethan is 13 now, but with Ethan, more of his questions have been answered by Zach and his dad. Yeah. Because he's a boy, so he usually wouldn't come and ask me things. So I know they have conversations about like, that kind of sex ed, but like not with me. But with the girls, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna be running point. Yeah. Me and you, their auntie. Auntie Lydia is coming and she's going to give you guys a short class.
You see now, like after like 13 and now it's like they know Wagwan. Send them. But this one, it's me who's breaking your innocence.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That something enters somewhere else.
I could not do that. I absolutely could not do that because it's like your world is going to change after I tell you this.
Yeah.
Anyway, hold tight, parents.
Hold tight, guys. We're doing all right.
So TMI, what is your view? What is your opinion on having nightmares or going blind often?
That's horrible. We think it's bad, and if it's something that's bothering you, you should maybe go and see someone, a psychologist. Exactly. Sure. TMI, what is your opinion on what you think will be the silent killer of our generation? Vaping.
Is that one silent? That's kind of loud.
It's silent because right now not enough like information and data has been found out about how vaping affects us. It's like how in the 50s and 60s everyone was smoking because they hadn't linked smoking to cancer yet, until everyone started dying of lung cancer, and then I was just like, oh, smoking is actually bad for us. That's where I feel like right now vaping, and actually even alcohol to some extent, I also still feel like too many people abuse alcohol and aren't conscious enough about the effect that alcohol. It's just fun times. Everything is just fun.
Yeah. And it's not just abuse of alcohol. Literally, one glass of wine is changing how your sleep is going to
chemistry
be. It's changing completely. So that's one.
Yeah.
Two, for me, is our ignorance on the importance of mental health. That one for sure. I keep saying this.
Silent killer of our generation.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't feel like enough is being talked about mental health?
No, I feel like it's being done on Instagram. But when you go out there, it's still the same conversation of just like, relax, or when it's still that dismissive attitude. And here's the thing, you don't need to see when, like, don't look at the people who are doing fine for where the problem is. Look at the people who are ill. Look at how many rehabs we have. Look at how many how the psychiatry and the mental health field, as far as doctors, how much demand we have. There's no demand for no reason. Like, it's happening, and especially for men. Especially for men. One of the things which is like, as far as, I think I said this in the last episode, is like, when a man has like community, it's not just beneficial for me because I don't have to necessarily carry like his friendship, his thoughts, his worries for myself, but it's also like, you will be able to speak to men about things that maybe you can't even come to me. Because in a marriage, there's still the way you see me. I'm still trying to manage that. Yeah, exactly. But like a friendship, it's like you can be that, being able to have a safe space. So that is so important. So for me, I'm doing my part to be as loud as possible about how important mental health is. Because the second you start having like a mental health condition, like your life just shifts.
It just changes.
It just does.
Actually, now that I've just seen how you speak, and I just feel like this would be a really good episode on its own. What are silent killers of our generation?
Boom. Next episode.
Like yeah, exactly. Nancy, go write that down. Thank you. Is she here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's a good one because I have a few more that I'll just be like, yeah, I feel like that. Femicide is also a killer of our generation. Not silent, but it is.
Yeah.
Too many women being killed just literally for just being women.
Yeah.
Crazy. What is your opinion on African moms being as obsessed with your wedding as if it's theirs?
Even African dads, don't
even
just say
exactly, yeah.
That's everyone thing.
You know, so this is my opinion on that. I feel like, and I only experienced this because obviously I have had a wedding and I've been married. And I am married. Many times there's usually a disconnect between how you see what you've always wanted your wedding to be, and how your parents see what the wedding signifies. And more often than not, that clash is what usually leads to a lot of friction. I remember when Zach and I got engaged, and I was just so clear. I was like, we were both financially stable. We weren't rich, but we were both financially stable. And it was like, oh, we can just have me. I was just like, we can just changa money and we can just have the wedding that we can afford. And I didn't want this thing of having wedding committee and things like that. But I quickly came to learn that concept of wedding committee is not like you want the committee, or this person didn't want the committee. It's that for them, it's a cultural thing. They want, exactly, people want to feel like they have a say because he was as much my, he's as much, like for you guys, as much my buka. This other person, he was my cousin. This one, he was my neighbor. He was my what? So everyone wants to be able to have a say. So I feel like if I could turn back time to that time, because I remember there was so much friction of like, no, but me, I wanted it to be like this, the other person wanted it to be like this. I feel like I spoke up enough, had enough self-advocacy, but there were some things which I was just like, it's okay. If that's what they really want, it doesn't mean that much to me. It doesn't mean that much to me. I'll just kind of concede. Yeah. I also started to see it from a point of like love. They want to be a part of our day. They want to celebrate with us. They have raised us and they want to be able to be. So that made it easier for me to be like, yeah, I mean, okay, fine, it's cool. Eventually, the committee literally did all the raising of money, paying for suppliers and what, such that we didn't actually end up spending that much of our own money on the wedding. I think I only paid for like my dress, I think, and what else? I think it was just my dress, and I think maybe Zach just paid for the rings or something like that. But basically, the costs were covered a lot. Yeah. However, if there's an issue where it's like somebody is literally disrespecting your views, and it's just like you really want to wear a red dress, but they've said you must wear white then I guess, then there's an issue. But otherwise, I don't know, you could see it as a positive thing coming from a place of love.
Yeah, it can't feel controlling, and it is okay for you to feel like, are you not seeing me? You're invalidating my views and my wants. But a wedding is very much communal. It's like a us thing, as Joe just said. So it's like, it feels very personal to you.
Yeah.
But really to everybody else, it's like, this is our thing, One of the things that has been cut off because I wasn't raised here is that, like, kind of, you are ours somewhat. So it's like
us doing
so there is an element which is very true, like especially like for some of my family members, that it's like we've really integrated that. I could totally see how that's exactly how they're going to deal with it. But it's not like for me now, like a whole village of that.
It needs to be at least the people who are close to you.
It's
and
really
ideally it should be like a situation where you're able to merge both your views. You can be like, the things which are really important to me is that I get married in Nairobi and the colors are green and white, and I really would love for the wedding to start at 5 p.m. Then now there are things you can also let them.
I see friction already.
You already see?
I see friction.
Don't worry. As your maid of honor, I will not let you down. I will ensure all your views.
So you decided.
I will ensure all your views are taken into consideration.
TBD, guys. Stay tuned.
Already decided. AD. Already decided. Thank you.
TMI. What is your opinion on moving with a man who is consistently being called by the mother to handle business that his father can handle? Then his dad passed.
Moving in or moving?
It just says moving, but I guess maybe moving in, I don't know. Then his dad passed. Every excuse is based on that. Oh, now I am the one who has to take care of the family. Well, it sounds like you have absolutely no empathy for the family dynamic.
You literally sound mad.
You sound
that
so
his dad
mad.
has died.
Oh,
and
then that's what
passed. Now look,
now he wants to. Whoa, I feel like it's more like, how do I support my partner to navigate this difficult experience, like this position he's ended up being in? Because if he was handling things his dad should have, then now his dad is passed for sure. He has now taken on that family, and any kind of rejection or even potential boundaries is gonna be seen as some kind of rejection to, number one, his mom and his siblings who have already lost someone. So this is a very tense dynamic, but I feel like right now maybe it's like a more of a how do I support you thing, but you can also decide that this is not a dynamic that I'm willing to be a part of. But right now it just feels like it's a thing that he's in it, and like, what are you going to do more than like support him and see how you guys can slowly, merge as one as you're trying to figure it out. Because that sounds like it sucks.
Exactly. I definitely agree with everything that you said. And I would say that if it's something that's causing friction, if it's something which like over time, it literally interferes on your ability to connect with your partner, or interferes with you guys, exactly, or you guys being able to just like live your lives, then I think it's worth having a conversation about, but not the kind of like, you're always just needing your mom. It's just always your mom is thinking. It's and more of like, babe, that's the thing. Also, it could just be a thing of like, babe, I really feel like I'm not feeling like you're prioritizing our relationship. I would love for us to spend more time together, whatever. If it's like a thing like that, and then just see, because maybe it's sometimes just a time thing. If the dad died last week, don't have the conversation.
Yeah, wait out. And also, I feel like the conversation should have been had before, guys. Now the dad has passed. What is he going to do?
Like,
if there were no boundaries before, now that his mom has no one, it's the time we're going to admit.
Yeah. As Lydia said, you also have, you can
have a say,
Yeah. What is your opinion on financial conversations while dating?
Well, me, the person who had financial conversations with was the person who I was living with.
Yeah.
But before that, no, it's more like you're telling me what's going on with you, or like, oh, this is what I'm thinking about, or this is how I want the future, or like I want this job, or I'm going for this, but it's not really something that involves me per se.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like if you're generally an open money person, you can have those kinds of conversations with the person you're dealing with without it necessarily being that now we're trying to merge. Oh, that's how you're spending your money. No, I don't think that's very different from now we are trying to see how we are going to bring our finances together. I personally feel like knowing generally someone's financial standing, generally, like just knowing, is this person in a huge amount of debt, or are you I don't know, supporting that your entire extended family with your paycheck? There are some things which are just like general that would be really good to know. But I also feel like those financial conversations sometimes can be very intimate, especially if you're telling someone what your position is, how much you earn, and things like that. So I feel like those conversations need to happen at the point at which it's clear we are not just having fun, just
There's
like
some
dating. It's like it's
intimacy.
getting really deep, and it's like there's a potential that you guys are going to be life partners or going to get married. Then it's really important for you guys to start having those kinds of financial conversations.
Yeah.
But even early on, there's no harm in just like having general conversations about
Views,
it.
what's your money personality?
Yeah,
like how do you
exactly.
deal with money? It's just like all of this is data.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. It just can be data, so you can understand your partner
That's
and
the
better
thing.
see like, okay, how does he fit where I am?
Yeah.
So
What
I
are your
think
views on black tax? You know,
Yeah.
things like that.
that's one of them actually.
Yeah.
TMI. What is your opinion on black tax?
I think. Oh yeah.
Go.
It's something that I actively still I'm a victim of. I would say that I'm a victim of black tax, but I feel like it's one of those things that is sometimes unavoidable. In the ideal situation, people would care or plan themselves well so that their children don't have to take care of them later on in life. If more people thought about pension, thought about retirement, thought about building a home or buying a home so that you don't have to be paying rent later in life, if more people gave thought to basically what they're going to be doing once they have stopped actively earning an income, a lot less people would suffer.
Yeah.
A lot less people would suffer. But I never try to prescribe and tell people, no, you should definitely support your mom. You should definitely be sending your dad money. No, let everybody do what they are meant to do. I go according to my own convictions and what I feel like I can. There's no way that I can be super comfortable and then I don't support my mom in one way or another. My dad, that's another, a whole other story altogether. But everyone just does what they can, I guess.
Yeah, and for me, it's like, is it stopping me from putting myself in a position to create wealth for myself so that I don't have to be in that kind of position before? Because if I'm earning, let's say you're earning 100,000 that's it, 100,000, and you pay your bills or whatever, and now what you have left for yourself is, let's say, 50K. I don't know where this month is coming from, but whatever. I'm trying to work with this budget. Now, from 50K, you need to be able to do things for yourself so that you can grow for yourself. But when black tax is now like, you can't move, you are not able to elevate whatsoever. What ends up happening is that you're putting yourself in a position to be exactly somebody who's going to need somebody else to give them black tax. So that's why I draw the line. However, I am cognizant that there are some situations, if you are the one who's educating your siblings, you are in a really difficult situation where it's like, there's no support for the people who came behind you, and you feel obligated because maybe your parents sacrificed everything for you to be able to be educated and get the job that you do. I know how difficult that can be, but what I'm saying is that I see how that's what ends up happening. Is like there's a generational issue of, it's like nobody's able to build themselves a particular way. So now let's say you do end up building you've educated your siblings, but you haven't been able to build. When they get a job, let's say they get a job better than you. You think you won't be like, I educated you. Wait, now what? You see?
And that's really the problem.
You see?
That's really the issue.
Yes. So like for me, it's like it's just a way, like trying to see how to navigate. Also constantly telling family members who don't care whether or not you live or breathe how much you earn. Nobody needs to have that information. You can say, I earn 50K.
Yeah, even if you earn 400.
Even if you earn 400, and if it's a matter of how you're going to manage yourself, let that be a personal thing so that you can know how to manage your money. But I see this so often, and do you know what? I have so much empathy.
I really do too.
So much empathy for that dynamic. My mom is the person who would, for sure, if it was any situation, I would definitely be giving my wholehearted
everything,
100%
if she tells
my now if she needs
send
money
me
right now. I am sending her money. I don't even, there's no reason. In fact, there's a time she had miscalculated what something was costing, and so extremely so that knowing my mom, that she would say, okay, she would like help with this. And I was like, but she had miscalculated how much it was supposed to be. But I didn't care. I wasn't going to ask her anything. I was just like, I'm whatever. So I get it. But we were told, if God is asking for 10%, who's demanding more?
That is the question.
This is the question.
Actually, and one of the things that I find with black tax is that sometimes we also fail to put a boundary on what we are able to do. So, for example, I can say that, okay, fine, I can support my brothers and sisters, or I can support my mom, but only support to the extent you are able. So, if you're the one who's buying groceries in someone's house and they're eating sausages and hot dogs and whatever, and you are literally having to bend over backwards to sustain their lifestyle. It can also just be like, yes, fine, you've accepted you're going to pay black tax, but what I'm able to do is send 20,000 a month, and that's it. So then you're still supporting. They are not going hungry, but they're eating rice and beans, which is also okay. Sometimes it's like you can't sustain people's level if that's making you now not be able to have your basics.
Which can be hard to say when everyone's dependent on you. It's like, if you don't do it, who will, kind of thing. But it's a very, very delicate dance, and everyone's is different, but you've got to walk the walk that feels comfortable. But for me, what I'm trying to do is definitely build my wealth so that my kids don't even have to think about it at all. Like, they just live their life, do whatever it is that they want to do. If they want to take care of me, whatever, I'm sorted. That's what I'm trying to do. So I've got to give myself always enough room to be able to do that.
Exactly. So are you paying pension? Do you have a pension?
I do not.
I guess I assume that we are going to be on Zach's pension. Me, what I have is like savings and I guess investments. So I imagine that those savings and investments are the ones which in my old age are going to be paying me back to allow me to.
We can do better for sure.
We can do what? Pension?
Maybe have a pension, or have like these long-term investments, which is just like their
retirement.
Yes, like our retirement fund.
Retirement fund. That seems useful.
It would be great.
That seems useful, actually. I would really hate for my children to be like, now you and your family would have moved to whatever, but because you have to take care of me, now you can't.
And you know what? Here's the thing, nobody ever assumes that their situation will ever change, right? Like how you're set up now. You don't imagine that a catastrophic disease, God forbid, comes and takes away millions, tens of millions, and literally all these savings that feel so safe and steady is like,
where are they?
And there are many people who in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, their financial situation changes completely. You never consider that. So I do like to have like empathy for like if things have gone wrong with my parents or something like that. But, oh God. Delicate.
I know, very delicate, but more grace to anyone who is having to, let me not say suffer under black tax, but is needing to pay some level of black tax. TMI, what is your opinion on a man watching gay and she-male porn? Does it mean that's what he is attracted to?
It means that that's what he's aroused by. Those are
and attracted to. Really?
You're attracted to Chinese men with dreads.
It's you who's attracted to Japanese men with dreads.
Someone was like, that's so specific. I was trying to find as dramatic of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, you're right. There are some things which is like you watch and it's
they are arousing.
It's just like, wait.
But if you saw that on the road, you wouldn't be like, what's up, shorty? Attraction versus arousal are very, very different.
Okay, fine, I get it.
But that's what we're aroused by. Do what we want.
I definitely feel it's red flaggy for sure.
Red flaggy in what terms?
In terms of like, there's nothing wrong if he's gay, but I definitely feel like you should be concerned. Is he aroused by you? Is he aroused by you? I feel like, definitely. I would, I feel like I would be a bit uncomfortable.
If it's not me who introduced it, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I think that would require assessment.
But actually, first of all, gay, even woman and woman is gay, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so
but we all know it's never bad. It's never seen the way it is for men.
Exactly.
It is.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
And I think honestly, like this would honestly be an arousal thing. It definitely could be, but we are taking this as this one thing. Are there other things that have happened that make you feel like potentially he could be bisexual? Because if he's with you, then he's clearly attracted to women. But are there other things that can support this being something that's nodding to this is somebody who is part of the queer community, and maybe he's just with you just for public appearances,
Agreed. Also, maybe you can use this to your benefit, and maybe it can actually be a positive thing for you guys sexually. Is like if you introduce some anal action for him, maybe he's
assuming she wants that Mrs. Anal.
No, not for her, for him, so that it's her onto him.
Assuming she wants that.
She wants what? Touch his butthole.
Yeah.
not everything is about you as the one. You know, this is your problem as women. It's like you always want it to be about you. Sometimes reach out beyond your comfort zone and see, because he could want maybe just like a little.
If you're worried about this and this is making you uncomfortable, you can have a conversation with him about it and tell him what is that. Hear what it's about, because it could be about arousal for sure. As we said, there are many things that I have searched on the Google nets, but maybe as when I'm sober and here and awake, I would never find a
Me, I would say bring it up during sex or just after sex, as opposed to like it's a conversation where at the dinner table. So I've noticed that you've really been like, exactly. No, I would say during sex you just be like, oh, you know, so you'd want it in your ass, wouldn't you? Something like that. You see, during the sexual experience, so that it's not awkward. You see. Because otherwise, if it is, you will just start getting defensive and be like, no, we don't do those things. You see, that's right.
Yeah, because if he's doing it, maybe in hiding, he's not ready to have that conversation.
This is what I'm saying. Thank you.
Yes. TMI, what is your view on LGBTQ? Is it just a phase? No, I guess you're asking from your perspective. I don't think so.
Or do you think it's a phase that is so popularized right now?
Oh, right. If you're talking about yourself, I definitely don't think so. If you're talking about the world, I definitely don't think so.
If you're talking about the world, I would say I definitely don't think so. I think the phase or like the season is of everybody deserving equal rights in the world. And that's something that I don't think is going to change soon. If it's for yourself, it could be a phase. There are many people who go through an experimental phase.
Sexually, a lot of times.
Exactly.
But as far as like maybe you've been feeling feelings of like,
but you haven't given us enough information, so a lot of people go through sexual experimentation. It's like, okay, you're trying both sides and then you don't know where you fall. I feel like keep it open. There's absolutely no need to be like, where do I fall, and have to have a label on it and say, I am bisexual. No, I am definitely this, I am this. There are many things. And by the way, people go through different seasons at different seasons in their life. There will be something else in your 20s. By the time you're in your 30s, you're just like, oh, another time you're in your 40s. People go through different things. There's no need to put a label on it or to decide actually like this is. But our view on the LGBTQ community generally is that we support them having all equal rights that other people have.
Period. Right? Yes, for sure, 100%.
TMI. Okay, sorry. What is your opinion on long distance relationships?
Hey, actually, I have a different view. I've changed my opinion from last time. I have.
And be careful what you say. No, it's not. Who told you it is? It's not. It's not. Be careful what you say, because the universe is hearing and they may send one your way. Continue.
Anyone who I'm seeing is right here.
Okay, continue.
Okay? Anyway, so this is my view. I feel like my views of a long distance relationship were a lot about the fact that, number one, I wasn't somebody who, like, now I'm talking about like the relationship of how previously was we were together, then somebody left. The reason why that was so terrible for me is because I could not regulate my own emotions. There was lack of trust for sure. There was no faith at all in the dynamic or in the relationship for me to be able to project an actual future that felt favorable to me. So that's why long distance to me was such an uncomfortable experience. Now being the Lydia, Now being the lady who can regulate my own emotions, I feel like I'm a lot stronger emotionally. I have a lot more clarity, and whoever I'm trying to be in a relationship with has to be somebody who I trust, all of that. It would be difficult, but not the way that it was difficult for me. And also, this was down the fucking road. That was not a long distance issue. That's what I've got to say. I am not praying for a long distance relationship.
No, don't worry, because now you can regulate your own emotions. Let the universe send
No,
shut up. Once you say, oh yeah, I have definitely learned this, the universe will send you practicals. And
actually, I'm grieving. But that's enough for emotional regulation. Yeah, I have one more episode.
Yeah, one more. I swear. As soon as the one has come and left the country, we are done.
I feel like long distance relationship could work for a period, but it's definitely 100% not ideal. But if you love someone deeply, Joe did long distance relationship.
Yeah, mine was long distance marriage. Yeah, a difference. I feel like I would not be willing to just like someone who's not my husband. I really don't feel like I could do it. I really don't feel like I would want to do it. Kit and her husband did long distance for a long time when they were in uni.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's not for me.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's really difficult.
knowing what, even as I'm here, knowing what I like to be able to call my man, babe, come now.
Yeah,
There's just something about that.
Yeah, being able to just be held at night and just like having someone, for me, like with the kids, that we're here doing this together, partnering together. It's just, for me, long distance relationships, no. However, do I feel like absolutely they cannot ever work? Definitely not. It's not true. There are some cases where they actually do.
There's a time when I was staying on Thicker Road, I was seeing someone who was in Karen, and I for sure thought that was a long distance relationship.
Ooh, that's fur. That's really fur. That's really fur. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. And you survived.
Imagine.
Okay. What is your opinion on soul ties? Do you think they exist?
I feel like there's definitely some chosen ignorance about this. Like I am so curious and I investigate so much, but I never have with soul ties. Never have. So you go.
Do I feel like we leave a tiny little piece of ourselves with people who we make love to or have sex with? I guess a little part of this person
that said make love in your life, right?
TJ.
TJ.
I make love now. Okay. Yeah. I feel like there is, I don't know if I would call it a soul tie, but I just feel like there is definitely there's a connection that we make with the people who we have sex with that is beyond just greeting each other. There's something sacred about the sexual experience. So would I say in one word whether I believe in soul ties or not? I do.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is there anyone who I've had sex with that I completely forgot about?
I'm sure there's some.
No.
I'm sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So your soul is tied to them, but you kind of remember them.
Exactly, but somehow my soul is tied to them, I guess.
We hear you.
Thank you. My phone is at 1%. How come?
My TMI, what is your opinion on sprinkle theory?
Sure.
Sprinkle. These are her views. Men who don't have money should not date, for sure. Like, make money and then you can date. If you're dating a man who is not financially together, taking care of you, obsessed with you, no go area. I think like her views are like nice to listen to. I find them so funny, the things that she says. Yeah. But it's just like, do you want to use this as like the blueprint of your entire life as far as how you view men and how you interact with them? I think it's getting dangerous, especially for young people, because that means most men who are like of a particular age undateable.
Yeah.
Because they don't have money. But women not. So what are the chances of younger girls continuing to date older men so that they can keep up with this dynamic?
Yeah.
Very high.
I agree with you. I feel like some of the things that I watch, I'm just like, I can see where you're coming from. It's just that hers are so extremist. It's like the point where she's like, there's one she's talking about at the end of a date. And it's just like, at the end of the date, if he doesn't give you money at the end of the date, it's just like, was it worth your while for you to even have gone to the date to begin with? So it's like, it's just very transactional. Of relationships is very, very transactional. I feel like, follow it at your own risk.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that most men, if you are 21 and you're dating a guy who's 24, where is this man getting the money to finance your lifestyle?
And now he's a dusty.
That's the thing.
By the way, that's what men who don't have money are called dusties.
No, come on.
These are the things that are perpetuating this like kind of toxic energy around the dynamics with men and women, because it's like, if men's value is just what they earn, you think that that's not gonna flip on how their dynamics are to us, that we are just things to be bought.
Exactly.
You see?
Ooh, that is so
true. It's not just one way. It's harmful for all of us when we start interacting that way. So it's just, and also I actually more feel like people over 30s are the only people who should be listening, because we have the discernment to kind of pick and choose. We have the understanding of like, growth and stuff, but hearing like 18-year-olds now calling men their age dusty because they don't have money.
And you don't have money. You also don't have money. Like, listen, you are equally broke.
Yeah,
you
actually aren't broke. So
we're just
women.
Alright. I'm just a woman. I'm just a woman. Yeah, but anyway, definitely don't.
I would not say take this as your guiding star on to how to date and how to treat people. I don't think it's good. I think that that system feels valueless to me. But as far as wanting to be with a man who is showing up for you, can take care of you, is a man who knows what he wants, and all of these things, I think it's great to have those. But everything, as far as the value of a man being dependent on the finances part, I disagree.
Yeah. I think it's also definitely having a negative impact on men's mental health.
Yeah.
For sure, because it's just like you literally are nothing. According to Sprinkle, you are nothing.
You are
without
you are
money.
undateable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also for me, the concept of like dating a man who takes care of you, it's like I remember when I met Zach, it was more of like you have the capacity to take care of yourself, but like what you give me or what you buy for me, it was more the buying like a gift or whatever, or gifts, things like that. It's like more an added thing.
Yeah.
With us, it almost feels like this man should literally be keeping your house rent paid, your hair done, your nails done, your groceries bought. It's like, girl.
Yeah, and definitely if you're not dating somebody, also, by the way, it's not just to men, there's also women.
Yeah.
If you're dating a man who is not taking care of you the way that she said, you are, is it Brenda the Builder? Brenda the Builder, you possibly might be a pick-me, so you deserve to be with that dusty of yours. I mean,
come on. And I think maybe that's what's causing people to have unrealistic expectations in the dating.
But there's some of her stuff which I listen to and I'm just like, I totally get your point. Like, as far as like the standard that you have for yourself needs to be this way. Like, and if you continue dating people who are not like together or whatever, like it's going to be an issue. There's things she says that I get, but I 100% think she needs to be listened to with those who have discernment.
Not by kids. Definitely not by children who are like 18, 19. My phone has already died now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. TMI, what's your view on, we have 3 kids, hubby wants 1 more, I don't.
Is hubby a hubby or is he a hubby?
But let's...
Assuming he's actual hubby, I would say don't have the 4th kid. That's it. That's really my opinion. Just don't. Keep pretending you're trying and then it just doesn't work out. That's it. Or just put your foot down, because the reality is that it's not there's a difference between like saying, oh, we don't have kids and I don't want to have kids, he wants to have kids. You have 3. 3 is like more than enough. Yeah, I feel like I definitely would rather be in a situation of like, oh, you really wanted 1 more, but we didn't, we just had our 3, versus I really did not want to have this 1 other child and now I ended up having to do it just for you. Could end up positively, you might end up really, really loving that child and end up being maybe a beautiful connector, but I would just say if you don't want to do it, let him convince you, and if he doesn't, don't have that child.
Yeah, I feel like it's easier for men to want more kids, obviously, because like their part, especially from the traumatic bit, which is pregnancy, is like they're not part of that. So if you just feel like, who can be bothered to go through that? I think it's a fair thing to feel. Yeah, it's very fair. Actually, any more than 2 kids,
is a lot, right?
This
economy,
okay, so this is, I think, our last one. TMI, what is your opinion on never dating in your 20s? She's 24 years of age and she's still abstaining since the men out here, dustbin, not because of till marriage. I mean, I guess wait until you find the person.
Yeah, exactly.
Who feels good to you.
Yeah, but I would also say stop affirming that men out here are dustbins, because then that's all you'll see. Yeah. That's all you may attract. That's all you may recognize in others around you. There are some really amazing men out there. Lydia herself has literally, there's like 5 men.
Oh my
that
she
knows who
that
are good men.
Yeah,
let me finish my sentence.
Sorry.
That's so indulgent.
Yeah, 5 men that she
exactly. They are out there, guys. If you take the time to look and you extend yourself grace and also extend other people around you grace, you can find that perhaps there's some really, really amazing men out there.
And I really do want to encourage women who are in the dating pool to have a positive perspective, as you were saying.
Definitely.
It's like it affects you directly. From the way that you are showing up. If you're treating people with kindness and respect, listening to them, when they don't out, you can't help what you're attracting, but it's up to you what you are keeping. So it's like, just try and have a positive attitude. And I know sometimes it can be hard, but if Sister Lydia is doing it over here, after 33 years, and my heart has been through some damage, and it's healed, you can definitely hold tight to a positive perspective at 24.
Exactly.
You can.
I'm actually really proud of you. I feel like you've really been, like, now you're actually walking the talk of like, yeah, actually I want to be out there, I want to be dating. And like last year it was just like, yeah, I think I'm ready to date.
Because I don't think I was really
nothing.
ready.
Yeah.
And
Now
I'm glad
you
I
are.
decided not to until I decided that I'm actually
But
ready.
you are actually ready, which is a fantastic thing. You see, and you attract kind of like what you're thinking. Like there's a way that our bodies just are when it's just like we are open.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, for sure. Open energy. It's a thing for
So
sure.
beautiful, yeah.
Fingers crossed we're wrapping shit up because girl, I'm done.
Let's wait and see. 2024 let's approach neighbor. Russia songs can be so
2024.
Yeah.
Oh,
What would we be waiting for?
pull up.
What?
See, at least 2025.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine, 25.
25.
Yeah, but don't wait too long.
Yeah.
35. You want me to be a maid of honor at 35?
Okay, no. But you won't be a millionaire at 35.
It might be 36.
Oh no, you'll be 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on you, babe. Me, we're going on my age.
All the best.
Thank you,
baby.
baby. All the best to you. Everyone who's out here dating, try and put positive energies out there as far as what you're dating. And if somebody has made a mistake, that's one person. Let's move on.
Everyone, yeah. There was one which was saying actually, what's your opinion on dating potential or dating for potential?
We said no. And this is what I'm saying. I have not fully actualized as a human being. My potential is still yet to be fully fulfilled.
But
however, you're not finding me just scrabbling ideas on the things that I want and the podcast I want to be a part of and the platform I want to build or the business I want to start. You're finding me here already, like doing what I need to do. So that's easier to like jump on a vision which has already got some speed going on. But it depends on your age as well. At 18, all of you,
you're all dating potential.
You're all dating potential.
That's
so that's like there. But now we're getting to our 30s.
Yeah.
Potential.
That's the thing. To some extent, the word potential actually, I feel like it's got such a bad rep, but in reality, we all date potential. Even now when you meet like whoever the guy is, it's just like you don't imagine that this is his peak as
and
a
that's
human.
the end.
Yeah. So I mean, but like Lydia said, there has to be evidence. Yeah. Potential with evidence. Yeah.
Potential with evidence.
That's the thing. Not just like, oh, I know he has studied actuarial science, so I'm confident that he'll be
no. That's not evidence.
That is not evidence. There's no evidence.
You know what somebody said? Potential is what you would do with what they have. That's what you're projecting. That's what you're projecting.
Yeah.
Who told you they have potential? Who told you?
Where have you seen?
You're just
unless
seeing.
you met him in a meeting and you saw him pitching his idea and you were like, wow, that guy's gonna make it.
But that gonna make it is you are assuming if I had all of that, what I would do and who I could possibly be. It's a projection. It's a projection. It's not real. It's not real.
I feel like I didn't need to hear that quote.
Right? It's true though.
Potential is what I would do.
Yeah, just like, you know how you see someone just like, if I had this your body, if I had this your face, is what I would do or what I believe I would do with what you have going on.
But you don't know that you would.
But you don't know.
That's it.
So I think we end there, guys.
I think so.
Stop projecting what you think you do on someone and then holding them to that standard. Whose standard is it?
That's the thing.
This is the thing.
Yeah, thank you. So let their potential just be their potential. Thank them and move on.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys, I pray that in 2024, anyone who is dating for marriage or dating for any purpose, like I just hope that you guys meet the person who you're meant to be with. That's my prayer for you all.
Men. So. And enjoy it while you're finding.
That's it.
Enjoy that process.
Enjoy
Enjoy that process.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys. Please let us know in the comments what your opinions are on the things that us we have talked about in a respectful way, as Lydia mentioned in the last episode. Just tell us in just a nice way. Just be like, oh, okay, you guys have said this. I disagree. I think X like that. It doesn't have to be a fight back and forth. That's why they are called opinions. These are our opinions, and you're allowed to have yours as well.
Yeah.
But we look forward to hearing from you. If there's any other that you want us to delve into, please let us know down below, and we will definitely consider doing a whole episode about it.
And thank you so much to the babe who's already given us our next episode. We love it.
Thank you so much. Silent killers of our generation.
See ya next week. Bye.
Cut.
Oh my god, I'm tired.
I'm done.
Oh, I'm actually exhausted.